Hello Canada, welcome back to another edition of the Canadian Citizen Journal. I'm your host, alias Tagai. Well, it's a sad day. Charlie Kirk has just been declared dead. There's a lot of conflicting information coming out, and I'm going to put an apology down for my previous episode with all of the information that was coming in so fast. And I'm going to play some of it so that you can, some more of it anyways, so that you as an audience can kind of see where I was getting kind of the focal point of this elderly man. Now, he's still not off the hook because it may actually be a two-person shooter. Some of the information is kind of pointing towards him either knowing what was happening, being part of maybe getting him to actually turn in a certain manner. Not sure. But we have literally just now the authorities giving an update, and I'm just going to listen to it live with you. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by a private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake Field Office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Tumenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. if anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that
I need to pause it right there. Now, I'm watching this live with you. And I just have to say, Governor Spencer Cox, what you had just said is the heartbeat of what the founding fathers wanted of every American and everybody on the planet. Those were remarkable words. I've got a lot of lefties who are coming out on social media and they're kind of attacking me because, well, I'm the sympathy that I feel, and the reality of how horrific this was. And this is what I have been saying to them. There was a lot that Charlie Kirk said that I didn't necessarily back up. The majority of what he did, his actions, and how he used his voice, his intellect, and the reality of true statistics as a tool to debate, to have an open dialogue in which a conversation could be made, thus giving a resolution to a topic, is what made Charlie Kirk such an impressionable, remarkable individual. This is why I followed him and I listened to his debates. And again, it's not like I was a bencher of his, jumping on the sidelines, waving my arms when he came into the room, but I respected him because he truly was the epitome of the American dream. He did not believe in violence. He believed in voices. The ability to sit down and actually have a conversation. That has been ripped from hundreds, if not millions, of Americans, Canadians, and people around the world who either followed him or listened to him, and like myself, respected the fact that he at all times voiced a strong opinion against extremist violence Let's listen to some questions. Thank you very much, Governor. Your words were amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the suspect is in custody? I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now. We do.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
Are you still searching or looking for another shooter or anybody else for any?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody, where, how long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooting?
Do you want to talk about what we know there?
Yeah. The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that, and we're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
So clarifying, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
Did FBI or DHS have anything with the government?
I'll just say that the investigation's ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involved?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself, but who was there security-wise and what happens on these kind of events?
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we're devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare. I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his wife and parents found out about this. You know, obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah. They find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside. We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident. So we did have officers there. We had Charlie Kirk's team. He has a security team that travels with him, and they were here with him when he was shot. I'm sorry, see? At this point, I can't disclose that.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, there was a question being asked about mass shootings. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that?
Say the question again. I don't know if I understand what you're saying.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, he was answering a question about mass shootings specifically. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Yeah, a question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that will set the security protocol for that?
So we work together. He has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we were working together.
Was this a shooter type shot?
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today. Again, thank you for covering this. We will be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family. And
Okay, so I'm going to show you some footage of people who were there and what they saw and witnessed.
Because the single shot struck Charlie Kirk. Eyewitnesses said they saw a lot of blood coming from him, and then they all scattered. Now the university is urging everyone to leave campus to allow police to conduct the investigation. The suspect that was taken into custody, according to eyewitness accounts, was heard screaming, "I do it again," described as an older male wearing a blue shirt, someone who has white hair, but we've heard nothing else about the suspect, if it is indeed himself or his condition. So far, the local police have said nothing. It's only the university that's now urging everyone to clear out of campus here.
Now, there was footage posted that when I made the earlier clip had already been deleted. And in that footage, I heard him. You could hear him clear his day, scream that. Now, I'm not done. Listen to the eyewitness accounts.
Decided to go watch Charlie Kirk between my classes, so.
My name's Paris. I just wanted to come and watch what I thought would be a civil conversation, and it turned completely different.
What did you see?
I looked down when it happened, but
So basically, I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden just tons of blood gushing right out where his heart is, and then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe did he appear to be moving afterward or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
Oh my goodness. What happened after that? What did you see?
Everyone got down. Everyone was so scared, and I just grabbed her, and my boss was with us, which is her mom. She was like, "Run!" And we finally got up and followed the crowd, and I just kept holding her. I don't even have my shoes on. I left my keys, and everyone's just scared. It's traumatizing. It scares. I don't even want to go to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to school, but.
You heard the one shot. Were there multiple shots or?
Just one shot straight into Charlie Kirk, and that was it. And I think they got him.
And did you see the person who fired the shot or anything like that?
No, I just knew that it came to the right of me and went just directly into his heart. So. I got a picture of him.
Did you? What did you see as far as? Was the crowd? How was the crowd reacting to him? He is somewhat known for being provocative, but what was going on beforehand? What was he talking about?
So the first student got up and they were talking about religion, Mormonism, and Christianity, and the second student to get up was talking about transgenderism and how gun violence has been very frequent with that community, and that is when it happened. Pretty ironic.
Yeah. Right after, during. Right on that topic.
Yeah, it's when he got shot in the heart.
Yeah.
What did you all see? You're joining us. What did you see?
Well, I was about to enter the building. I heard what I thought was a gunshot, and I hurried and took cover. And then I saw the students running out, and I saw her. She was panicking. I thought she was having a panic attack. So then I grabbed her, and we ran through the tunnel, and then just brought her to my car over here to get her to calm down. So, yeah.
You?
I was watching from pretty close up, and I heard a pop, and I thought, no, that nobody's shooting firecrackers, right? This is the middle of the day. And then I watched a fountain of blood come out of the side of his neck like a water fountain, and it was surreal. Everyone dropped, and I was like, where's the gunman? I don't see any gunman. And then I dropped, because I'm just a very logical thinker like that. And so, and then a friend of mine drove me over here, just barely dropped me off, but he got a picture of the gunman, and It's pretty embarrassing. He got his pants pulled down as they took him down, and he sent me a picture. He was wearing garment bottoms, or what looked like white knee shorts. Just, Utah.
Obviously a volatile situation, and what was the crowd's reaction when all of this happened? You said you were standing there, a little frozen, it sounds like. What was the crowd's reaction?
Everyone freaked out and screamed, and then after everyone was leaving, there was just a lot of confusion until the cops started making everyone leave, because people were still standing around and talking and in clusters, but the majority had run. And so, after that, the police forced everyone in, and they started roping off the courtyard in yellow police tape. And then as we were walking through the hall, policemen with the campus was being shut down.
What did you all see with the police? Was there a police presence there from the beginning? How did it unfold?
Yeah, so there definitely was a police presence there. I saw some on top of the balcony above and some below. And of course, you have Kirk's own kind of bodyguards around. But I will definitely say we saw a lot more after the shooting, of course.
Of course. You said you may have seen something?
Well, I'm just saying Charlie Kirk is a hero. All right?
He is. Absolutely.
He's
Pray for
absolutely
him.
a hero.
We don't know if he's still alive.
Everybody in there was very concerned for him. And all I could think of was go towards Charlie, because I just want to know if he was okay. A lot of people like him. He's a very courageous man.
What did you see? Can you just recap what you saw?
Yeah, I saw him just go over to the side. So everybody then dispersed and ran into the buildings or all over. But so I went toward Charlie, and then pretty soon they got somebody. The police arrested someone. They were dragging him all the way down. Older man, white hair, blue shirt. So I hope that was him. I hope they got him.
And you all are physically okay? I mean, I know what you experienced was certainly very traumatic, but you're physically unharmed?
Yeah, the man who, after they took him down, he yelled, "I'd do it again."
Wow. I think his name's
George.
All right, we're going to send it back to you. We'll continue to talk to people who witnessed this and update you as we get more information.
So there you have it. And there's a lot even more where a lot of people, and like I said, I saw the footage myself, and it has been deleted. It's been removed. Now, whether or not the police are going around and taking this footage and forcing the people to take it off, which does happen, which I'm totally against. This is why I played what I did play earlier. It's all secured on that video. So I am going to, like I said, I will make an apology if that man wasn't involved in the shooting. Although he was, and he did scream, I would do it again. Which, I'm sorry, you're just as guilty as the shooter for that. Like I said, there is no reason to want physical harm or death to somebody for an opinion. I say this often on my show. You need to have dialect. You have to have a conversation. And it's sad that, especially with the left, it's a disease with the left. They want to censor. Charlie wanted to debate. They want violence. Charlie wanted peace. And like I said earlier, I didn't agree with everything Charlie said, but I respected him because he really did believe deep down in his heart that didn't matter who you are, where you were from, your religion, your race, none of that. Anybody should be able to sit down and have a conversation. I'm just in absolute shock. Now Trump has ordered all the flags across the United States to be at half-mast. I would sure like to see Canada and the rest of the world do this as well. believe it or not, this man was a global phenomenon because not his beliefs, his personal religious beliefs, but because of his morality and dignity in, like I keep saying, the outcome from conversation as opposed to that of violence. Now, this is why I created this channel and my sub channel that I just released yesterday. Propaganda is the main reason for this happening. I'm just going to read you a few headlines on what they wrote about Charlie Kirk. Newsweek. Mega pastor accuses Charlie Kirk of inspiring Hitler Youth. The New Republic. Charlie Kirk hypes up Trump with terrifying fascist speech. The Independent. Elon Musk slams SPLC for labeling Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA a hate group. Deadline. Whoopi Goldberg offers personal apology after linking Turning Point USA to neo-Nazi demonstrators. Update. Politics. Charlie Kirk doesn't really seem to mind white nationalism. He founded Turning Point USA to boost his markets. Now he's hawking a war on whiteness. Unbelievable. From Dylan Wisman, Charlie Kirk should not be allowed on campuses. Charlie Kirk, co-founder and president of Turning Point, is currently scheduled to speak at our campus this Thursday as part of the American Comeback Tour. Blah, 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 blah. Beacon, how Charlie Kirk went from college dropout to Christian nationalist mega influence. He's gone from an angry white teenager being radicalized at racist Tea Party meetings to head of the most prolific organization radicalizing the entire generation of young people in the ideology of Christian nationalism. And I can go on and on and on. I've watched a lot of Charlie Kirk, and he's none of that. They did this with Sean, the pastor, who is going across Canada. This is propaganda. They did it against Polyev. They do it against all conservatives. They paint them in a bad light. Hell, you can't even watch a CBC or CTV commercial where they aren't promoting the liberals and trying to make sure the picture they have of any conservative is them looking angry, as opposed to doing their job. The world is a lesser place without people like Charlie Kirk, who wants nothing more than to sit down, have an open dialogue, and an honest conversation. Unbelievable. A lot of great politicians have come out and voiced their condolences and condemning all of those who there's a pile of them. Rachel, the Canadian, they had her on CBC. I'm not going to say her name. She's a useless piece of crap. She's out there like a seal. Canada's so broken, and the States is too. The world is. And I was working on an episode, which I'm going to finish here and hopefully have it released tonight, about some leaked documents that came out a couple days ago that I'd already been looking into, and I've been trying to secure the documents. I've got a few of them, but I can't necessarily share them because I don't want to dox the names that I got from them, but that prove that the hackers that got this information are valid and this information is real. And it links Canada to a few countries that are, well, fulfilling what they started years ago that created the war in Ukraine. And it's all corporations that are trying to take control of Ukraine for their minerals. And they want citizens, boots on the ground, to fight for them. I'll be releasing that tonight. If not, you'll see it in the morning. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's a sad day. A very sad day. Violence has no part in a civilized society. It just confirms that we truly are living in a third world. Sad. I'm Alias Tagay. You've been watching the Canadian Citizen Journal. Stay informed.